Welcome to Schio in Italy for the penultimate game of the regular season of EuroLeague Women. Both Schio and Zaragoza are in the building and ready to go, and you've got to love this point of the season. Both these teams still fully in the hunt for the playoffs. The winner today locks in a playoff berth. The loser may have to win their last game to make it through to the quarterfinals. It does not get any bigger than this in women's basketball. This is what these players have trained their whole lives for. This is what us fans love more than anything, a crunch game. A winner takes all game, and that is exactly what we have here in Schio this evening. Both teams have been warming up, getting themselves locked in physically and mentally for today's crunch game. As we look at the Zaragoza team warming up, they'll be wanting to bounce back from what must have been a crippling 29-point defeat against Valencia last week. In fact, they've lost 2 of their last 3, and that has somewhat derailed their season. As for Schio, well, they've had a roller coaster of a season. However, they seem to be on their way right now, having won 5 of their last 6, including an impressive 7-point road win over what you must say is a stacked Asvel roster last week. Coach EuroLeague would love to do the back-to-back Final Four appearances. I know picking up that bronze medal in such dramatic fashion last season was a moment that he'll remember for a very long time. And I'm sure that his team, including club captain Georgia Satana, would love to repeat, if not go 1 or 2 steps further than that. However, standing in their way today is Coach Cantero and his Zaragoza team. They just have to win one of their last 2 games to put themselves in with a very good chance of being to the playoffs. A win today puts them there. And I'm sure that Coach Cantero would rather get it done today, as will Coach EuroLeague. I don't think either want to go to the last game of the regular season needing a win. But one of these teams will. One of these teams will need a win on that final day next week. Next Tuesday, all our final games of the regular season are next Tuesday. So make sure you book that one out in your calendars. There'll be some big games going on across Europe next Tuesday. Zaragoza now being introduced to the crowd, and they've really built their entire season on defense. Coach Cantero has absolutely disciplined them into not conceding points. They concede less than 63 a game. They're the second best defense in the entire EuroLeague Women. However, the issues come when they play in more open style games like they did last week against Valencia, when they're asked to get in a run and gun open floor game. I'm not sure that they quite have the offensive firepower to stay in those type of games. One player they will look for today offensively, with no doubt, will be Leonie Fibic. She'll, I'm sure, be ready for a big offensive night here in Italy. Lights out in the arena to get ready to welcome the home team to the floor. Schio, well, they really are an example of how team basketball wins you games. A very cohesive unit, very few changes within the season, unlike some of the teams they go up against. And that cohesion has certainly paid off in recent weeks as they've really started to create some real momentum heading into the business end of the season. One crowd will play a part as we see the team introduced. First onto the floor is Dorka Juhas, a UConn graduate, finding her feet in EuroLeague Women this season. As I was saying, Schio would love to get that playoff berth locked in this evening. They'd rather not have to leave it until the final game of the regular season on Tuesday next week. Puts extra pressure on them. That final game for Schio would be Valencia on the road. Zaragoza would be back on their home floor against Lublin. You would probably say that it's a tougher ask for Schio than it is Zaragoza if they go to the final game. But, I'm pretty sure none of the coaches or the players have even thought about next week yet. They will be fully locked in on our game here today. Robin Parks, leading scorer for Schio, averaging 12 points a game. Jasmine Keys, part of that heroic bronze medal winning team last season. Final player to be announced. Big check. Julia Zingarova. Both teams now head into their huddles. Coaches head into their huddles. And exchange handshakes on the halfway as they lock in for what is going to be a huge game here today. Could see this one going all the way to the wire. Absolutely seeing this one even creeping over into overtime. So if you've got anything planned later this evening, I'd cancel that, as you are going to be absolutely locked into your screen as we look at our officials for this evening: Sonia Teixeira, Paulina Guaidos and Alexandra Ioana Stan from Portugal, Poland and Romania respectively. That's a strong officiating crew for what should be a big game here. As I said, we expect this one to be a close one tonight. When these teams met earlier on in the season, Zaragoza came away with a 5-point win, but that was in Spain. This is in Italy. Not sure how many points Schio's home court is worth to them, but one thing I am sure of, it certainly will have some impact on today's game. And I'm sure the Schio team and coaching staff will want to get the crowd involved nice and early. They won't want to get on the back foot. They want to bring the noise from the crowd if they can. Under 2.5 minutes until our opening tip. I can give you some updates from some of the other games going on as we speak. 3 games already concluded. Fenerbahce picking up a big win on the road against Sepsi. That one was 82-49 in favour of the Turkish team. Asvel also secure a win against Lublin, 85-76. Jukarova have tonight locked in a quarter-final spot with a 5-point road win over Győr. We now have 4 teams out of the 8 qualified for the quarterfinals, and we have 7 teams fighting it out for 4 spots. Here in Group A, it will be between Zaragoza, Schio and Valencia. In Group B, it will be 2 of Villeneuve d'Ascq, Virtus Bologna, Avenida and Polkowice. You've got to love this season, so competitive. Teams taking wins off each other, left, right and centre. No unbeaten teams, no winless teams. That is a healthy state of European women's basketball. One other result that fans here in Schio and also in Zaragoza will be looking out for will be that game. Valencia currently taking on DVTK on their home floor. Remember, DVTK have got their spot locked in. Valencia have not. They're still trying to fight it out for a place in the quarterfinals. DVTK, though, still plenty to play for them. They'll want to lock in a top 2 finish. That would give them a home court advantage in the quarterfinals. However, if DVTK do win and Valencia lose tonight, then both of these teams will automatically qualify for the quarterfinals and lock in those 2 spots. However, at the moment, at the half, Valencia have a 6-point lead over DVTK. So that is going the way of the Spanish team right now. And if that result holds true, it will be between the losers from our game here this evening and Valencia in the final game of the regular season to see who goes through. Shaping up to be a wonderful climax as the 5 for Zaragoza come onto the floor. And the 5 for Schio also stroll onto the hardwood ready to go. Well, we have a few seconds. Just a reminder, if you have your phones handy, I definitely recommend you download the EuroLeague Women app, available on Android, iOS, completely free. Gives you so much content throughout the season. Loads of videos, photos, interviews, as well as your fix of stats, including the box score as we go along. So download that now. We're underway here in Schio. A huge game. Game day 13, Schio taking on Zaragoza. Both these teams fighting for a quarter-final spot. The winner will get themselves a quarter-final spot. The loser will go into the final game needing a win. Keys trying to find a way through. Jars goes up and under. That is what good footwork brings you. Jasmine Keys with the first score of the game. Fibic hands it back to Ortiz. Into the hands of Atkinson. Diallo with the screen. Almost stolen away. Keys getting into the passing lane. Using that wingspan against Jimeno. Ortiz inbounds it to Fibic. Fibic gets it away as the shot clock was running down. Easy rebound picked up by Verona. Strong drive to basket rejected by Diallo. Juhas with the strong move. It's a lovely pick and roll. Maybe the first step wasn't quite quick enough from Dorka Juhas, and the veteran Diallo deals with it. Catch and shoot, fading away, not the easiest shoot shots. Keys towers up for the offensive rebound though. Jumper goes up and is short. Another offensive rebound. Tough work here by Schio. They are a rebounding juggernaut, over 39 a game. That's the second best in EuroLeague Women. Verona gets the little mid-range jumper to drop as well. That is the start that the home fans wanted. Fibic at the top. Hits a three. Leonie Fibic shooting 40% from outside this season. Sometimes forget she's just 24 years of age, still in her development years really. Parks, three ball, throws it in the face of Jimeno. Contested shot, gets it to go. Fibic, lane opens up, spills it out of bounds, it's knocked out of bounds. It will remain Zaragoza ball. Almost stolen away. Nope, she falls out of bounds and was looking for the saving pass, but couldn't be sure she was going to get it back in. Girantes has been leading the offensive charge for Schio this season, averaging 16 points a game, had 22 in that big win over Asvel last week. Ortiz looking to lock Verona down. That's great defense by Verona. Baseline drive, and one. That's just strength being shown by Arela Girantes. Atkinson will go to the bench. In fact, a timeout's been called as Schio lead 9-3 with less than 2.5 minutes played. Coach Cantero wants to talk it over, try and change some things for his team. Zaragoza continue to struggle. They struggled last week against Valencia. Valencia came out shooting the ball well, their offense clicking. Valencia poured in 85 points against Zaragoza, and Zaragoza just did not have an offensive answer to that. Similar happening here today. If you look at the run rate, they're on to a near 40-point quarter. That is worrying for Coach Cantero. Bit of full court pressure here from Schio. Fibic now slows it down. Ortiz. Jimeno sets the screen. Ball skipped across to Fibic. Where's the rebound? Eventually pulled in by Verona. After a little bit of pit-pat. Oh, what a play. Verona with the handle. Finish not quite there, though. Fibic accelerates it down the floor. Not sure why she gave it up. Diallo will spill it. Outruns Parks. Inside, Juhas, no good. Good defense by Zaragoza. That's where they've got to where they are, and one. Atkinson out in transition. And that could be important for Zaragoza. Straight out of the timeout, they've put a lot more pace behind their offense. Verona called for the foul. And Atkinson heads to the line, a 75% free throw shooter, the American. Rattles home the bonus. Zaragoza are back within 4. Sideline ball for Schio. Shot clock at 16. Looks like they're going to try and open Verona up for the inbound. Juhas sets the screen on the pick and roll. Well read though by Ortiz. Oh, an even better read the other way though by Gilantes. Long outlet pass. Juhas with the easy 2. Hungarian. Graduated from UConn last season. First season here with Schio. Back down to Diallo. Diallo just bullying away to the basket. That is a tough task for anyone to try and stop. Cristela Diallo, one of the strongest players in this competition. Gilantes at the top, being guarded closely. It's a poor pass. Parks just about holds on to the shoelace ball. Drive to the basket. Fibic stands strong. That's good defense. Leonie Fibic doesn't overcommit, just makes it a difficult shot. Ortiz now, coast to coast. What a play! Mariana Ortiz putting on a show. Schio's lead trimmed back to just 2. Verona gets the score. Both teams now really out in the open, looking to score buckets in transition. Jimeno. Diallo with the screen for Fibic. There's the roll. There's Diallo for another bucket. The pace of this game is breathless right now. Both of these teams looking to try and establish themselves in the first 5 minutes. It's a high-scoring game. That wasn't expected. Inside to Juhas. Little fadeaway jumper. Walker Juhas with a soft corner touch. Crowd enjoying themselves here in Schio. Ortiz for 3. Not this time. Gilantes back out to Juhas. She puts the 3 up, and that's the game she's got. Yeah, she can go old school, bang away down in the paint, or she can step out with a little bit of grace and drain the 3 ball. Atkinson, elbow jumper, no good. Keys knocked to a floor. Gilantes with a little hustle. Parks now. Oh, that's a tough pass. Keys is not going to hold on to it. I'm not sure that was ever a pass that was going to happen. Schio, though, with a 7-point lead. Into the game comes the Czech international Holešinska. Certainly a player that can score. It's a pretty sweet stroke. Most teams close her out on the perimeter, and Zaragoza have not done a great job of giving her space this season. Diallo, spin move, dumps it inside to Fibic. Good defense by Juhas. Parks puts it inside to Keys. Verona has the door closed on her by Gulbe. Juhas, another three, pulls at that one though. Substitution as club captain Satana comes in for Verona. 35-year-old Georgia Satana absolutely embodies everything it is to be a club captain at this level. Second season with Schio, her second spell though, been here before. Holešinska finds Atkinson. Atkinson will drive the baseline, won't get the score, will draw the foul off Robin Parks. Just that lightning first step from Atkinson. Puts Parks on the back foot. Atkinson back at the free throw line. Doesn't get the first to drop. We'll have a chance with the second though. We'll get the second to go. Razinga Rovers come into the game for Schio as well. There she is, first possession for her. Looks to go baseline. Oh, that is just strength against Hermosa. Horns offense at the top for Zaragoza. Want to create a double screen for Atkinson to get open. Shot clock down to 6. Schio's defense is sprawling, but upstairs Holešinska nails the three. You have to look out for Holešinska. Pass inside, no good. Foul will be called though. Lovely pick and roll, and the help is too late and really from the wrong side. Into the game comes Krepa for Schio. Lakozana also comes in for Zaragoza. First of two is good for Keys. And the second takes her tally up to 4 now. More importantly for Schio. The lead extends out to 7. Three ball goes up, that's short. Keys with another rebound. Zinga over to Satana. Inside now. Jumper is good. Money in the bank from Parks. 9-point lead for Schio. And the jumper is off again, and that is problematic for Zaragoza. Not really able to create much at the basket when Diallo's not on the floor. More changes for Schio. Bastagno comes in as Keys goes to the bench. Lashinska now. 10 left on the shot clock. Tries to skip past it, stolen away. Parks out of the races against Atkinson. Pulls up and hits the short range too. Schio dominating this game right now. Zaragoza struggling to find an answer. Almost gets called for the 5 seconds. Lacozana throws a bad pass. Schio's defense is absolutely amazing. It's a blur of pinstripes. Satana slows it up. Long two from Satana. A little flat and a little heavy. Final 40 seconds of this first quarter. Foul's going to be called on Klepa. Neither team in the penalty just yet. Kazana in possession. Olashinska is fouled. 2 quick fouls for Martina Klepa. No, in fact, a turnover. Olashinska struggling to deal with the pressure that Schio are putting on her. Another 6-second differential between the first quarter clock and the shot clock. Klepa looking for a Zingarova. She's got the isolation she wants. Goes to the left hand, will draw the foul. Double team came across, but maybe was a little late. Let's have a look at the replay. Almosa looking to find some space, just gives up on the footwork at the last second there. Nerea Almosa trying to show her to the middle, but maybe a little bit too much. Zingarova at the line, a 78% free throw shooter. As we now see Parks get her first rest of the game as Penna comes in for Schio. First is no good for Zingarova. This coach Vicky Lakos looks on. The second is, that takes it out to a 12-point lead, a game-high 12-point lead. 8 seconds left of the first quarter. Lacozana. Foul's going to be called on Zingarova with 2 seconds left. Schio not in the penalty though, so it will just be a sideline possession for Zaragoza. Juhas will come back in. Zingarova will go to the bench just in case she picks up that second foul, I imagine is the thinking of coach Vicky Lakos. That surely is the end of the quarter. They get the shot away, but it's no good. And what a quarter of basketball from the home team. Schio putting on an offensive masterclass here on their home floor. 10 minutes in the book, and they are in the driving seat. 12 at the end of the first quarter here on their home floor. Remember, the winner of today's game secures themselves a quarter-final spot in this year's EuroLeague Women. As it stands, Schio have, I wouldn't say 1 foot into the quarterfinals, maybe a big toe in the quarterfinals so far. And they certainly have looked impressive in the first 10 minutes. Diallo now for Zaragoza. Double team comes down. Foul will be called on Juhas. I'm sorry, on Razingarova. That will be her second. To be fair, she has. Yeah, absolutely, that's a foul. I'm not sure how they can complain. Firstly, she's got a hip check. She's put a hand on her hip. And secondly, she's shoulder barged her as she's trying to come past. She can wag her finger all she wants. That is a foul. Baseline ball for Zaragoza. Nice inbound, but an even better read from Crepa. She grabs the steal. It's those kind of plays that have really helped Schio build into this season, having lost only 1 of their last 6. Catch and shoot, long jumper, no good. Back of the iron and away. Ortiz now. Down low to Gulbe. Foul's going to be called on Bastagno for pushing. 2 early fouls in the quarter for Schio. Pivic, no good. As it's stolen away. Defensively, Schio really do look like they're going up the gears as this game progresses. Drive inside, no good. Foul called. Crepa will make her way to the free throw line. First is no good. The second rattles home. Extends Schio's lead further. 13 points now. Zaragoza are going to try and chance something radically different. Or they're just going to try and do what they do a little bit better. Diallo with that mid-range jumper is good. Some good defense here from Zaragoza. That's how they can turn their game around defensively. Ortiz will kick it out to Fibic. Ortiz almost has it stolen away. Shot clock at 8. Pivic nails the 3 ball. That's a great shot. And that's going to push coach Likiolakis into a timeout. Not overly happy with how the second quarter has started. And gets the timeout call. like a blink of an eye ago. Tana hands it back to Garantes. Skipped, drive to the basket. That's a tough shot, fading away almost laterally. Pivot now. Slows it down, kicks it out. Ortiz fakes the three, drives inside. Corner three ball, Fibic. Not this time. Oh, that's hustle by Pivot. Diallo off the glass, no. Pivot, another offensive rebound. That one spilled out of bounds by Fibic. Nika Pivic absolutely getting it done. Love the energy, love the hustle. Drive inside, Garantes. Step back jumper, rattles home. It's just a two though for Sotana. Diallo. That'll be a carry. Good call by the official. Diallo sliding a hand under the ball. Apologies if you're trying to follow the live stats at the moment. We're having a couple of technical issues. They should hopefully be resolved shortly. Back into the game comes Keys for Schio. Fanio goes back to the bench. Garantes. It's just tough defense. Garantes is going to be called for the foul as Pivic ends up on the floor. Physicality in this game is starting to raise. Conversation between the officials and Garantes. Ortiz now brings it up over the half. Zaragoza looking a little bit more like their usual selves. Feisty, defensively tenacious, hustling hard. Gulbe drives inside. The door is closed by Keys. That will remain Zaragoza ball on the baseline. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Ortiz to Fibic. Oh, lovely pass fake. Just loses the defense and gets the score. Have to love that play from Fibic. 7 points for her now, alongside 3 rebounds. Drive inside. That's a tough move. Will get the roll though. Penna with the big play. Ortiz. That's a difficult looking pass. Just about makes it stick. Ortiz now drives in. Rejected by Keys. Don't bring that in here. Two seconds left on the shot clock. Love the concentration from Jasmine Keys. Shot up is good. Fibic back-to-back buckets. And that is what Zaragoza fans want to see. And a worrying sign for the home fans in the stands here. Foul's going to be called on Pivec. Pivec will head to the bench on that foul. Back into the game comes Atkinson. Into the low post. Keys against Gulbe. Takes it fully on the chest. All of that contact, physicality. Keys gets the better of Gulbe this time. That's going to be an interesting battle between those two. Diallo now in the low post against Uhas. That'll be a travelling violation on Diallo. Footwork at the moment is letting her down, and whether it's a travel or a carry, you can have an argument on either of those. A hand looked to go under the ball again. Gerantes tries to turn the corner on Fibic. Fibic stays to her like a limpet. Lovely crossover. What a handle, what a pass. Mid-range jumper, no good though. And that will be a shot clock violation. Bar the final shot. Love the offense and love the defense in that phase. Diallo will come out of the game, as will Gulbe. And Satana will take a break for Schio as Verona comes back in. Pena also comes out as Parks returns for Schio. Geldof and Jimeno have come in for Zaragoza. Both coaches making big changes. 4.5 minutes left in this first half. Fibic for three, wide open, comes up short, long rebound. Eventually brought in by Parks. Gerantes nails the jumper. Gerantes starting to find some flow now. 5 points for her. First assist of the game for Parks. Fibic with the spin. Foul's going to be called on Robin Parks. Fibic will head to the free throw line. an 83% free throw shooter, Ione Fibic. And this is the first though. And at the moment they're putting a lot of the offense through her, so fatigue might start playing a part early in this game for Fibic. Geldof. Batted away though, Parks Keys chasing it down. Verona glides inside. Oh, that's a sneaky move by the guard. A 15-point lead now for Schio and no choice. Coach Cantero has to call a timeout, has to talk to his team. They are absolutely on the ropes here in Italy. They need to change things up. Big 3 minutes 50 left on the clock in the first half for Zaragoza. They need to find a way into this game. In particular, offensively, only scored 9 in this quarter. That's a good play. Geldof gets the score. And Belgian Cat with the bucket down deep in the paint. Foul's going to be called. involved on Jimeno. Baseline ball for Schio. Lantes against Holoshinska. Good help down by Ortiz and gets the steal. There's the double team paying off. Holoshinska will draw the foul from Verona. That's 2 on Verona. Holoshinska at the line, Schio in the penalty. Good free throw shooter, Holoshinska. Tar Heel, an important part of what Zaragoza do. Verona now, looking to find Razingarova in the low post. This is going to be a fun battle. Razingarova against Geldof. Just strength from Razingarova. It's length for Geldof, strength for Razingarova this time. Strength overcomes length. Atkinson now. Geldof at the top. Jimeno. Hands it off to Ortiz. Shot clock down to 3. They'll have to put some in cup. Geldof, an elbow jumper, no good. Rebound for Garantes. 4th rebound of the game, but they'll turn it over. 2 minutes 26 left in this first half. Strong move to the basket, no good. Ortiz comes their way empty-handed.
Secondo fallo personale. È richiesto la challenge sull'ultimo fallo. Verificato se l'ultimo fallo è antisportivo o meno. È un normale fallo.
The foul review rejected, not having that one. Sideline ball for Schio. Entering the final 2 minutes of this first half, a 13-point lead for the Italian team. They'll be more than happy with what they've done so far. It's gone to probably their script pretty closely. Razingarova inside to Keys, a little tap pass out to Parks. That's off right. Rebound, Gilantes goes inside and gets the score, and it's relentless barrage on the board from Schio. Been doing it all season though, almost averaging 40 rebounds a game. Zaragoza no slouches though, they average 38. Holoshinska comes up short, that's 1 from 3 from outside for her now. Verona. No hesitation. Inside to Razingarova, draws the foul off Geldof. Razingarova will head to the free throw line, and as the game progresses, the physicality kicks in.
Doppia sostituzione, Beretta Famila Schio. Entrano Trippa, Sottana, sul campo Paz e Verona.
Changes for Schio as Satana comes back into the action, and you have to look at this Schio roster, and the level of quality is really even throughout. Plenty of different looks though, different style of players, but the output is at that same level. Coach Lekiolakis is probably even happier with the balance and depth of roster he has this season compared to last. And well, they went and won a bronze medal last year, so who knows what they can achieve this year. Olashinska now. Final minute of this first half. Pivic. Three ball goes up, off target by Amosa. Patience and composure constantly being shown by the Schio team. 16-point lead into the half in a low-scoring game. Well, relatively low-scoring for Zaragoza. That is a big lead. Olashinska now brings it up over the half. Horn's offense here for Zaragoza. Olashinska pulls the trigger and hits a big three. That is a bold, brave move. Hasn't quite found a range and still stepping in to shoot. Final 7 seconds. Gilantes drives inside, kicks it to the corner. Klepper for three. It's in and out. That will be the last action of the first half, and what a first half it's been for Schio, the home team. Remember, the winner locks in a quarter-final spot. The loser will have to go into the last game of the regular season, still needing a win. At the half here in Italy, the home team have really shown their dominance. They've really stepped up in a big way. Once again, Zaragoza head to the locker room with questions to answer. Halftime score here in Schio is Schio 45, Zaragoza 32.
Yes. Invece in un
Peccato, guardate il coreografo. Grazie Sara e brave tutti e due. Bene, avanti con la musica.
A impressive 84-59 win for Valencia over DVTK. That sees Valencia now move to a 7-6 record. Still one game behind whichever team loses here, but means that potentially they could still qualify for the quarterfinals. Exciting 20 minutes ahead of us with that Valencia result. Even more pressure on this game. Remember, the winner quarterfinal bound, the loser has a nail biter of a final day of the regular season. Well, you have a chance if you have your phones to hand. Please do download the EuroLeague Women app, available on Android and iOS. It's completely free of charge. Tons of content to get your teeth into. And the real-time game stats as we tick through this one as well. Starting 5 for Zaragoza: Diallo, Fibic, Ortiz, Hermosa and Pivek. Parks, Juhas come into the game for Schio alongside Sotana as Keys and Garantes. Parks for 3, comes up short, rebound Diallo. Ortiz up over the half, a little bit more urgency for Zaragoza, almost costs them possession. Jimeno comes back out to Ortiz. Ortiz for the long 2. Tries to draw Juhas away from the rim. Thrown away almost. Picked up by Juhas, goes up against Diallo. Ortiz skips across, Sotana wide open for 3, is short. Rebound falls kindly to Atkinson. Fibic now into Diallo, going up against Keys, double team comes down. Travelling violation is called on Diallo. Smart move really by Schio. Every time the ball's dumped into Diallo in the post, the double team quickly locks in on her. Keys now on the wing, comes back to Garantes. Garantes for 3, not this time. Schio looking to the perimeter for their points early in this second half. Zaragoza now rolling forward. Atkinson a little heavy-handed. Juhas. Parks gives it to her back. Sotana gets the handoff. Off the glass high, it rolls across the front of the rim and away. Ortiz now pulls the offense. Falling out of a horn structure for Zaragoza. Ortiz drives inside. Skip pass no good. Comes off the hands of Juhas, so there'll be 5 seconds on the shot clock for Zaragoza to work with off that baseline inbound. Fibic from the corner. String music from Leonie Fibic. 11-point lead for Schio now. Keys in the low post, comes out to Parks. Parks, too much. Fibic with another rebound. She's all over the floor right now. 9 points, 4 rebounds for the German international. Lovely footwork. Will the score go? Not this time for Jimeno. On the floor is Diallo. She doesn't look comfortable at all. Her right arm looks like she hit an elbow hard on the floor. The team surround her. They're going to help her back to her feet. Let's have a look at the replay. What happened? Yep, she ends up falling, throwing it away. Oh yeah, a huge amount of energy goes through that elbow. jars her shoulder as well. 3-ball counts though, and Zaragoza back within 8. Diallo not coming off the floor. Surely she's going to have to. No, she's not. She's going to battle through the paint. French international made a tough stuff. Sultana almost throws it away. Foul called on Ortiz. Sideline ball for Schio. Testing time here at the start of this quarter. 5-0 run for Zaragoza to start this quarter. And nerves are settled here in Italy as Garantes gets the little mid-range jumper to go. Jimeno comes back to Diallo. Patience here from Zaragoza. Atkinson trying to weave some space. Jimeno for 3. Back of the iron, spits it away. Here's quick footwork, gets the lead. Foul will be called on Sultana. Bodies all over the floor. I think the officials might go and have a look whether they want to call this one as an unsportsmanlike. Jimeno and Sultana having a heated discussion. Let's have a look at the replay. Here's Jimeno. I think they are going to review to see whether they consider it to be upgraded. Sportsmanlike foul has been called. Sultana's come out of the game. Verona's come in her place, maybe just to give the Schio captain a bit of time to regain composure. He's very frustrated after that play. Will send Zaragoza to the line for 2 shots, and they'll get possession as well. 67% from the free throw line. Vega Jimeno. Sultana still chuntering and chattering from the Schio bench. Jimeno hits both. Sideline possession for Zaragoza, and a very, very good start to this third quarter for our visitors. A 7-2 start to the quarter, exactly what Coach Campero will have wanted, a reaction coming out of the locker room. Inside to Diallo, too much this time, good defense as the Schio players just swamp the paint. Verona now looking to feed Juhas in the low post. Battle of the bigs. No, it's kicked out. Parks asking Juhas for the screen. Double team goes to Parks. Juhas with the 3-ball. Orchestrated by Robin Parks. Executed by Dorka Juhas. Back out to a 10-point lead now for Schio. Shot clock down to 5. Atkinson attacks the paint, fades away. Good defense once again by Schio, just filling the paint, defending their home. Galantes drives the baseline, draws the foul. Such a fluid player, the way she moves with the ball. Wonderful footwork. Atkinson called for that foul. Halfway through this third quarter. 10-point lead for Schio still. Juhas to Galantes, out to Juhas, little shake, little fake, glides inside, footwork from the big, no good, grabs her own rebound though. But Zaragoza steal it away. Ortiz puts the Jets on, tries to come back in, that will be Zaragoza ball on the baseline. Ortiz looking to feed Atkinson, she's being swamped in the low post. 5-inch now. Ortiz drives to the basket. Oh, rejected again by Keys. Another big swat. Verona hands it off to Parks and the score. Out of the races. Schio getting it done. Back out to a 12-point lead here on their home floor. Striding towards those quarterfinals. Timeout called by Coach Cantero. The crowd are back in this one. Strong start to the third quarter from Zaragoza. Schio regained a little bit of their composure, and they are back out to another double-digit lead. Coach Likiolakis masterminding this season again for Schio. A real fairy tale last year for them, making it to the Final Fours and picking up the bronze medal on a buzzer beater. A wonderful moment it was. 3-ball, Jimeno, now's the 3. That is the way to step up when your team needs you. 5 points now for Vega Jimeno. Keys hands it off and gets it back. Parks now, off balance. And the shot is off target. Verona called for the foul. That will be Verona's third foul. Both Ortiz and Verona on 3 fouls. The 2 point guards quite happy to mix it up today. Shinska now with the almost trademark one leg sleeve. Brings it up over the half. Comes back out. Jimeno will hand it off to Ortiz and run a pick and roll. No, she won't. She'll set the away screen for Holoshinska. 5-inch to Ortiz. Ortiz to Jimeno. Oh, Jimeno rejected by Keys. They just keep getting bigger. Block after block from Jasmine Keys. Gotta love that effort from Keys. Only averaging under half a block a game this season. She's had 3 so far today. Phenomenal effort. Let's have a look at the replay. What are we looking at here there's a discussion between the officials whether it came off the fingertips of Parks. It looked like it did, and the officials have reversed the call. Gotta love that teamwork from the officials to get the right decision. This is a huge game. It is all about getting the right decision. If it takes a little longer, then so be it. Olashinska. Samosa sets the screen. Foul called on Verona. That's her fourth. She's going to head to the bench, and Satana will come back in. That is problematic for coach Vicky Olakis now. He ran the risk of keeping her on the floor, and that is a problem. Schio now really with the one authentic point guard, Satana. 3 ball no good. Entering the final 3 minutes of this third quarter. Girantes feeds it to Zingarova. Goes to work against Hermosa, gets the roll, gets the score. Feels where's the defense was, rolls the other way. Fibic backdoor, kicks it out. Ortiz. Hermosa for 3, not this time. Flat trajectory, rebound by Parks. Schio with an 11-point lead. Zaragoza leading this quarter by 2. Fibic with the steal. She is just a flat-out baller, Leonie Fibic. Into the low post now. Hermosa trying to get a shot away over the top of Zingarova, and I'm not sure that is a smart play by the 22-year-old. She is not on the floor for that purpose. I'm sure Coach Quintero will be having that conversation. Fibic comes out of the game. As does Jimeno and Ortiz. Pivic, Gulbe and Atkinson come back in. Satana. Crepa. Foul's going to be called on Hermosa. Struggling to contain Zingarova right now. Relatively even physical battle. Girantes comes up short with the jumper. Chance for Zaragoza to bring it back to single digits. Olashinska double teamed and fouled, or is it a travel? No, it's a travel. Sideline ball for Schio. Stagno into the game. Keys heads to the bench for Schio. Final 90 seconds of the third. Girantes hands it away to Satana, who hands it on to Zingarova. That's a beautiful looking play. The finish not quite there though, but Zaragoza throw it away. Pivic can't quite hold on to it. Girantes goes baseline on the reverse layup. God, I love the way Girantes plays the game. She's into double digits now, 11 points and 6 rebounds for the American. Pivic hands it away to Atkinson. Atkinson, looked to step back, created the space, but didn't take the jumper. Pivic running right hand, that's tough. We'll get another go, will she? She won't. Satana comes up and scoops up the loose ball. A 16-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Girantes, offensive foul called on Zingarova. She'll wag her finger again. She needs to be careful. That is so close to a technical foul for me. I'm not sure the officials will put up with that disrespect too long from Zingarova. That's absolutely an offensive foul. 100% that's an offensive foul. She's handed the ball away and she's still moving. As soon as she lets go of the ball, she's not the player anymore. Plenty of officials tightening up on that handoff screen these days, and rightfully so. Probably being a little bit overused and over-abused. Final 10 seconds of the quarter. Schio by 13. Crepa. No time left. That will be the end of the quarter. And Schio, after a relatively rocky start, lock down their defense and hold on to the lead that they entered the quarter with. There's just 10 minutes left here in game day 13. And the score is Schio 55, Zaragoza 42. Welcome back to Schio here in Italy. Game day 13 of the EuroLeague women regular season, and one of these two teams within the next 10 minutes of action will have a quarter-final spot in this season's competition locked in, whilst the other will be heading to the final game of the regular season on Tuesday next week, pretty much knowing that they'll need to pick up a win to progress. Schio in the driving seat, they lead by 13, just 10 minutes left to play here. Final quarter underway. 55-42 in favour of Schio. Can Zaragoza turn this one around? Gulbe will draw the foul from Bastagno. Here's the fade away. Yep, right call. Catches her on the wrist. Gulbe hits the first of her two. 77% prior to this evening's game. It's a Gulbe, 23-year-old. Hasn't played a huge part in our game this evening, but has been a huge part of what this team have done this season, averaging over 3 rebounds and almost 7 points a game for the Spanish team. It appears really increasing the defense there. And Mosa steals it away. Zaragoza with a chance now. What's the call? Offensive foul called on Gulbe. A little bit overzealous as she tries to lock into the low post against Bastagno. Tana brings it up over the half against Ortiz. Tana turns the corner. Really launches that one. Didn't really feel that she was in her full stroke, just kind of releasing that as quick as she could. Hermosa pulls up, free throw line, jumper rattles home. That's a tough play by the 22-year-old. First pro season after graduating Georgia Tech last season. Timeout called by coach Vicky Alakis. His team's lead has dropped to just 9 points now. And he wants to make some changes early here in the final quarter. 9 minutes left on the game clock here in Schio. The home team lead this one by 9. But a smart start, a 4-0 run to start the final quarter. Put Schio a little bit on the back foot now. Espano. An offensive foul is going to be called on Razingarova. The officials clamping down on how hard the offensive big is working to establish themselves in the low post. That one's been called both ways. Parks comes into the game as Razingarova heads to the bench. Also, Juhas comes in for Krepa. Geldof will also come in for Hermosa for Zaragoza. Both coaches really working their rotations hard this evening. Foul going to be called. It's on Pena. Baseline ball for Zaragoza. There's that right hand hugging FIBA, and understandably so. As soon as she gets hold of the ball, you have got a lot of chasing to do. Oleshinska for 3. That one's in and out. Tapped away. Oleshinska will grab her own rebound ultimately. Oh, fadeaway jumper. That's a tough look. Geldof fighting for it, but Juhas fights harder. Is that a technical foul that's been called? It is on Pena while she was on the floor. That is a very, very unsmart thing to do by Elisa Pena. She's gone straight to the bench for it. They had possession. She might have been knocked to the floor, but her team had won the rebound and got possession. She picks up a technical foul whilst her teammates holding the ball. Craziness. Flybic scores the technical free throw, bringing Zaragoza back to within 8 now. Sideline ball for Schio. Certainly a little bit of feist about this game. Both these teams playing physical basketball. Galantes replaces Pena. Sotana goes to the bucket, draws the foul. That's a big play by the Schio captain. That is just hard work to get your points. Goes to the coalface, draws the foul, stays with it, rattles home the 2. Chance for the 3-point play. Oleshinska saying she's being pushed away. Official saying you're not. First points of the final quarter come from the hands of their captain. Extends their lead back out to 11, and that really is the key here for Schio. And a travelling violation called, another turnover. Geldof called for the travel. Just to put a little bit of complexity to the game, we also would probably consider the head-to-head situation here. Earlier on, these two teams met, and it was a 5-point win for Zaragoza. So Schio would probably like to win by 6 or more. So if they are on an equal standing at the end of next week's game, then Schio would go above Zaragoza on the head-to-head. Steps out of bounds and another turnover. Holoshinska had a couple of mistakes in today's game. Hit a couple of big shots as well, though. 8 points on the board for her. Atkinson comes in for Holoshinska and Keys comes in for Bastagno. Constant rotations in this game as both teams utilise their deep benches. Juhas throws it away. She does throw it away, and Atkinson will exploit. Fibic now inside, kicks it out, wide open. Gulbe, too heavy. Rebound for Parks. Sotana picks up a dribble, maybe a little early. Gets it away to Juhas. Juhas goes to the bucket. Oh, that is a tough play by Dorka Juhas. Have to love just the tenacity of that offense by the Hungarian. Ortiz. Atkinson now. Drive inside and it's thrown away by Fibic. The crowd in fine voice here in Schio, cheering their team on just like they did in Prague when the team picked up the bronze medal last season. Wraparound pass is off target for Sotano this time. Ortiz goes coast to coast off the glass, doesn't get the roll. Rebound falls into the hands of Schio. 3-ball Sotano. Oh, she has absolutely stepped up in a big way in this fourth quarter. 6 points out of the hands of the Schio captain. Timeout called by Coach Cantero. Schio lead by 16 now, and there's only a little over 6 minutes left on the game clock. A huge start to the final quarter for Georgia. Sotana has really cemented her team's lead. Put them 1 foot into the quarterfinals. Remember, a win for either of these teams today. The winner walks away with a quarterfinal berth. The loser has the nervous final regular season game day on Tuesday next week, with the need to pick up a win to secure the spot. Fibic now. Gulbe rolls. Shot clock down to 3 seconds, and the foul's called on Sotana. Get out of jail free for Zaragoza.
Secondo fallo personale.
Gulbe will head to the free throw line.
Tiri liberi. Gulbe.
He's short with the first. In her first season with Zaragoza. Used to Spanish basketball though, played in Avenida last year. Sotana now. A little bit of time management, I'm sure, for Schio as well, looking at this score. Keys inside, Juhas for the easy two off the glass. It's amazing, once you get a little bit of a lead, how much easier the game becomes. Atkinson now to Ortiz. To Fibic. Fibic to Diallo. Diallo will travel. And the wheels are falling off the Zaragoza bus here in Italy. Verona comes back in. She's on 4 fouls, replaces Sotana. Timino comes in for Gulbe for Zaragoza. Girantes drives inside, gets the score. That is such a tough play. She has been doing that time and time again this season. Takes her tally up to 13 points now, alongside 6 rebounds. Nowhere near her top score, 22 against Asvel last week. Foul's going to be called. That will send Diallo to the line for 2 shots. The crowd don't agree. Whenever did a passionate crowd like the one here in Schio ever agree with a call against their team? Juhas called for that foul. Diallo misses the first of her 2. It's the second. Brings it back to an 18-point ball game now. Verona against Ortiz. That's been a fun battle all evening. Slightly curtailed with Verona picking up the 4th foul in the 3rd quarter. Parks with a mid-range 2. It's an air ball though, and Atkinson scoops up that loose ball. Atkinson now to Diallo. Down in the low post against Juhas. Recycled back to the top. Fibic for 3. Rattles home. Zaragoza are still alive. They are not dead and buried here in Italy. They are fighting all the way to the final buzzer. Still a 15-point lead here. Zaragoza have not held a lead at all this evening. That is a pleasing statistic for any coach. Verona now trying to back Ortiz down. Juhas, shot clock down to 7. Parks, little crossover, lovely handle, won't get the score, will draw the foul off Diallo, catches her elbow. Comes to help. Is it Jimeno or Diallo? It's Jimeno called for the foul. Parks at the line for 2 shots. 9 on the night so far. That takes her to double digits. One of the players that's really grown into the competition this year. Game day 9 had 22 against Sepsi. It's the second. Final 3.5 minutes and Schio look like they're cruising their way to the quarterfinals. Ortiz at the elbow. And the pass is poor, it's turned over. They're asking for the review. The officials will go and review it, a coach's challenge. Understandably, they want to use it now. It's getting close to the point of no return for Zaragoza. The officials will go to the replay. Look at the replay. Here's Ortiz looking to step around the corner. Yeah, off the leg of Juhas, nice and easy. Pretty straightforward for the officials, unless there's any extra touches, but can't see any. It should be a Schio ball. To push the clock back to where it should be. And, a successful coach's challenge. Zaragoza with a baseline possession. 3 minutes, 17 seconds left on the clock. Fibic, corner jumper is good, and that is exactly what Zaragoza need. They need quick scores. Schio's lead back to 15. As I say, the win will be one thing they're looking at, the head-to-head will be the other. If they can bring Schio back to within 4, even if they lose the game, they keep the head-to-head, which may be useful to them. That's a poor pass by Keys. Juhas flashing across the paint. Was always going to struggle to hold on to that one. Pivot into the game. Out of the game comes Atkinson and Ortiz, and Holoshinska comes back in as well for Zaragoza. Rebound pulled down by Verona. Keys now as Schio will look to run as much clock as they can. Verona now in possession. Shot clock to 7, elbow jumper is good by Verona. Double digits, 8 points now for Costanza Verona. 4 from 5 from the field. That is an efficient 8 points from the point guard. Jimeno off right, rebound, ripped down by Garantes. Drives to the basket, gets the shot away under a huge amount of pressure. Pivic with the rebound. Holoshinska, Jimeno drives inside, leaves Keys on the floor. Juhas with the rejection. Holoshinska for 3, rattles it home. A 14-point lead now for Schio. Holoshinska with her third big jumper of the night. Takes her tally to 11. The second Zaragoza player to be in double digits, 5 each on 18. Biggest night of the season, Holoshinska. 3 ball too heavy from Juhas. Previous season high for the Czech player was 10. That was a few weeks ago against Fenerbahce. She's going to earn a trip to the free throw line and extend that further. Who's the foul on? It's going to be on Girantes. And Mosa will come back into the game for Diallo for Zaragoza. 1 minute 10 to play, a 14-point lead. Surely too far for Zaragoza. The head-to-head might be there though. Schio, sound system doing the best it can to put Holoshinska off, but she nails both. 12-point ball game, a little over a minute to play. Verona brings it up over the half. Girantes now. Fakes the 3, drives inside, collapsed on by the defense. Girantes will head to the free throw line for more shots. Quick first step, the help defense comes. Pivot will be called for the foul though. Schio look like they're on their way to the quarterfinals. That's a big statement by the Italian team. As for Zaragoza, this will be their second back-to-back losses of the season. Game day 2 and game day 3 they lost against DVTK and Fenerbahce. And now for Zaragoza, if they do lose today, which looks like it's going to happen, all eyes focus in on Tuesday next week when they take on Lublin on their home floor. They win that game, they will be on their way to the quarterfinals. If they lose and Valencia pick up a win against Schio in Valencia, then it will be Valencia who head to the quarterfinals and Zaragoza who bow out. Pivot rejected. More great defense by Schio. 22 seconds left on the clock. Here's the rejection. Park steps out. Pivot, no real choice as the shot clock was pretty much empty. Crowd on their feet to cheer this win on. Sotana back on the floor to get the applause, I think, as Keys comes out. Sotana, a huge fourth quarter, really got this Italian team going in this final period. For Schio now, they will face Valencia next week, and rather than worrying about their own fate, they'll potentially have Zaragoza's fate in their hands as well. They're going to run the clock out now. 13 seconds still to play, but this will be a huge win for Schio. The coaches embrace, Coach Cantero and Coach Vigiolakis, as the home team Schio are on their way to the quarterfinals. They lock in a quarterfinal spot here this evening with a huge 14-point win against Zaragoza. The road team, Spanish team, Zaragoza, will have to head back to their home floor. A win against Lublin will be enough to get them through to the quarterfinals, but a loss could see them heading out. Well, real drama for Zaragoza in the final game of the regular season. But for Schio, it's all smiles, and rightfully so. They have earned a spot in the EuroLeague Women quarterfinals, and they have a right to celebrate that achievement. Back-to-back postseasons for the Italian team. As the final score here is Schio 73, Zaragoza 59. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm sure I'll see you next Tuesday when we see the final games of the regular season taking place.
Gioca soldare 9 punti. Sta per terminare l'incontro. Questo risultato il Beretta Famila Schio accede ai quarto di finale di EuroLeague. La posizione sarà determinata.